So, this poem, I believe what this means is that it was written in 1861, and then it was published in 1929. But it's number 254. Well, it is just a skoonch before 1 o'clock, and I've had a very relaxing and, I guess, on point kind of day. It hasn't been, like, hugely productive in the sense of having a lot to show for my day, but I set out intentions at the beginning of the day, and I have met many of them. So I posted on Instagram this morning, I posted this picture, and it had my fantastical intentions for the day because I wanted to make some major progress on Fantasy-a-thon just because I wanted to. And we went to the library yesterday, so I had a bunch of new books. We put all the books, they're no longer the heap on the floor. They're now, like, all lined up over there. So, yeah, we ended up getting, like, a whole shelf's worth of books between all of our family members. Anyways, I wanted to make some progress on some things. Firstly, I wanted to drink coffee. I drank coffee. Then I wanted to read a book called Dragon Breath, which I started this morning, and I actually sat down and read all in one sitting, and it was very enjoyable. It is a middle grade graphic novel, but it's like graphic novel and prose, like back and forth, which was just really good, and I enjoyed that a lot. And then I fell down a rabbit trail and was looking into the author some because I'd never heard of her before. Her name is Ursula Vernon, and she has won a lot of awards and even has a webcomic that I want to look into more. So, did that. Then, about the time I was finishing with that, everybody kind of came in. I worked some on my sweater this morning while I was making lunch. I worked on that. And then we read some more How to Train Your Dragon. And it turned out that we spent all day, basically, reading How to Train Your Dragon. We read the entire book. Well, we read some last night, but not very much. And we read the entire rest of it today as a family, and that was really fun. We also made cookies for a friend who was having a birthday. I had made dough the other night out of the Amish friendship bread starter, and it was in the fridge, just hanging out because it was suggested that it rest a bit. And so we made the cookies, and we drove up to, it's actually my husband's coworkers. So we drove up to give her some cookies for her birthday, and the kids made her pictures and stuff, and it was really sweet. So we did that. We read in the car there. We read in the car on the way home. Then everybody got to stay up late so we could finish our book, and that was good. And what else did I work on off my list? I did not read The School for Good and Evil because the book is upstairs with my daughter right now. So I will work on that tomorrow. I think my morning project is to try and catch up to where we're supposed to be reading that, or at least catch up to her. And I put more time in, again, this evening, on my shawl here. Or not my shawl, my sweater. So, this is made out of some, Knit Picks Gloss DK, and this looks like not the right color. It's a little bit more pinky than that. Oh, bird clock. It's 1 o'clock. That was the song Sparrow. Alright, so now I'm sitting here trying to decide what I'm going to do. So, in the last 24 hours, I have finished 3 books in their entirety. I listened to the audiobook last night of What It Means When a Man Falls from the Sky. I read aloud How to Train Your Dragon, and then I read to myself Dragon Breath. So I'm like chugging along on these books and chugging along for Fantasy-a-thon, so I'm happy with that. I'm trying to decide what I wanted to do this evening as far as reading, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to like read a book or if I wanted to listen to an audiobook and work on my sweater. But I realized in, like, searching for things that I have a physical book, that one I told you about the other day called In Her Secret Fantasy, which is, like, what I'm considering, like, a bodice stripper, trashy romance novel with, like, silkies. They look like seals on the cover, and yes, it seems from the beginning of the book like there's gonna be something with the seals. We'll see how creepy it turns out to be. I'm not into any of that yet. But the the book is due in 20 hours. Now, I'm sure that I can renew this if I want, but I thought I would give it a go. I'm currently 9% of the way through it, and it claims that I could finish it in like 3 hours or something. I don't know that I will finish it tonight, but I thought I would read a chapter of that and then maybe work a row or two on my sweater and go back and forth that way. Just to kind of mix things up a little. And then tomorrow I will work on other things, and tomorrow I will do my taxes. I decided that would be a good way to work this, because we haven't gotten around to doing them, but we need to. Obviously, time is running out. So I'm usually like we file first thing in January, but I wasn't feeling like it then, so I didn't. And now here we are in April, and that's going to be a thing. But tonight, I'm not going to do those because Steve said he would sit down with me and do them. Usually I just do them, but I thought it would be a thing we could do together this year. So we will. And I'm going to tuck in with my book for a chapter and then work on my sweater. And I will say goodnight now so I don't forget. And in the morning, I will give you all an update on how I did on all my things. The only thing in that picture from Instagram this morning that I haven't touched at all, I didn't read The School of Good and Evil, which I mentioned, but I did actually have a discussion with my kid about it. So, I feel okay about that. And then I didn't work on my reading shawl, but I did look at the beads, and I think I know what I'm planning on doing, which was kind of what I was hung up on. I just need to film a Yarn Tales video before I can do that section, but I am so far ahead on filming those, it's not like it's a big problem. All right. Off to go read about my weird sea creatures and people, and hopefully not sea creatures and people. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let y'all know tomorrow. Nighty-night.